to get into basketball, not as somber as what we just talked about, but LaMarcus Aldridge decided to walk away from the game of basketball today due to a heart condition, which just doesn't allow him to play at a high level as LaMarcus. We're used to LaMarcus Aldridge playing. Before we talk about, I know there's a little debate going on with us talking about is he going to Hall of Fame or not, or things like that. But I want to hear you guys' best LaMarcus Aldridge moment that he gave you guys in basketball.
Ooh,
Man, I remember him distinctively giving 50 out a couple of times. Definitely with Portland. I think just like my favorite moment is the season that Dame was going crazy in the playoffs when he was young and LA was backing him up with Chandler. I mean, not Chandler. Yeah, like that five with Wesley Matthews. That five was just like a dominant team in the Western Conference. I think they were like the beginning of new age basketball, of putting up a lot of points, and he was a part of that. So them sitting home, the Rockets that year, like 2012, when LA was there, and them having that serious run in the playoffs before ultimately I think losing to the Thunder. But just like the moments he created in Portland, him as a Spur, obviously I'm not as excited as the Spurs organization is. Like we know that's how basketball traditionally, but Portland, like putting up the points and records, like and rebounds, honestly, as well, like double doubles, viciously being known on the court as a presence. I think LA just really solidified his greatness in Portland, and then they continue to San Antonio, a great organization with a great coach. And obviously, I think Hall of Fame could be a conversation for him, but rings do matter, unfortunately. And LA did what he had to do, however, to help any team he was on. And if you didn't use him right, unfortunately, then maybe that's a GM issue and not an LA issue because he always produced and always showed up to play. And hopefully he's really healthy and well though, for real, in the after basketball career because that is a reason to leave basketball. It wasn't a normal reason. It happens a lot of times, but hopefully his heart is able to continue to get him, right. And that's it.
I could say for me, my favorite moment of his career, it wasn't even the Portland days. It was when he was with Kawhi Leonard and the Spurs going at it with the Golden State Warriors in the Western Conference Finals. All after quite unfortunate injury in the conference finals, just him by himself trying his best to lead that team when their best player got hurt. And it's something you appreciate with his game. He always needed another star to complement his game, whether that be DeRozan, Dame, or Kawhi Leonard. So he was a baller. He was a hooper. We're going to talk about Hall of Fame soon, but Damon, Cut, what you guys think your favorite moment from LaMarcus Aldridge?
Piggybacking off John, in particular, the first game they played the Rockets in that series, he put up 45, I think, in 13, 15, something like that. And they beat the Rockets game one, this James Harden, Dwight Howard duo. I mean, and we all know how Dame gamed them that series, but it's just crazy to think about the numbers he put up and the style of play that he continued to play up until, unfortunately, his retirement. But you just saw what he brought to the Nets his first game. He commands the double on the block, and that's the type of player he's been for his whole career. And he hasn't been doing it, as quite as a high level as he was one of the best post players, and now he's that part of his game hadn't faded. But it's just unfortunate. Hopefully, as I predicted, the Nets will be able to win the championship and get him that elusive title. He will still get, that recognition. So hopefully the Nets finish the job. They now are playing for LaMarcus, so that's a good rep. But if I had to say one standout moment, it would be that 40-point performance in Game One. Portland won their first series in what your boy say, Brew? 13 years.
13 years.
yeah, I agree with Demond. He had 46. I remember that game. Um, and Dame had like 30. And that's when Dame was coming on, and that's when he was not say he was on his way out, but that's when he was like in his peak. Like that was when he was at his best. So I remember that part, and then I just remember. I don't necessarily remember the games. I just remember him in the post and him doing that like it's like a little it was like it's like the shimmy a little bit, but he could hook it or he could shoot it and he could or he could pull up mid range. So that was kind of the highlights for me with LaMarcus Aldridge. I feel like that Blazers organ. Everybody that come through there end up retiring early.
Shout out my boy Brandon Roy.
Yeah, shout out Brandon Roy.
Shout out Dame breaking the
Dame
pack.
Dame hopefully break the curse. Dame retired before 35. I'm gonna cry.
Got you. Jace, are you here today?
Yeah, man. I just got off of work.
What is your because you know LaMarcus Aldridge retired today. What was your favorite LaMarcus Aldridge moment, if you have any?
Um, I remember him putting up like 50 plus points against the Thunder one year. I don't remember the exact date or game, but I remember it was just a Thunder. And it was like 50 plus. He was just, going crazy. So very unfortunate that he had to deal with some heart problems later on in his career. I don't know. Does this just happen out of nowhere, or like has this been a recurring thing, or is this just like out of the blue?
Well, I'm not sure. I'm sure he was doing the physical, probably something didn't feel right. I don't want to speculate or nothing, but I think
Right.
it might have been something lingering. He thought he could possibly play through, but it ended up the doctors told him you can't do this, something like that along those lines.
Right. I mean, in my opinion, it's a Hall of Fame career. There's a lot of people in the Hall of Fame that have done less than him that are in the Hall of Fame. So I don't see why he wouldn't go in the Hall of Fame.
All right.
So yeah.
All right, Jace. He's giving us a transition. Is there any more memorable moments for LaMarcus Aldridge before we talk about should he be a Hall of Famer? All right, Damon, you start first. Is LaMarcus Aldridge Naismith basketball should he be in the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame?
I'm glad you said it just so we can get it out there so Derek doesn't interrupt anybody. Make sure you know that it's not NBA Hall of Fame, it's Basketball Hall of Fame. So for
Is why shut up, John. Which is why I added you early in the chat with everybody else, because these two think that he wouldn't be in the Naismith Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I mean, there are two different classifications of the Hall of Fame. I think he'd be in Naismith for sure. A lot of people are in the Basketball Hall of Fame, like the general Basketball Hall of Fame. Like, yeah, he would definitely go in there. But NBA Hall of Fame, I think.
NBA don't have a Hall of Fame.
Oh, for real?
No.
Stop it, John, because you're about to get him back.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I was like, but even if it's NBA, you look up his numbers, he's like only one of the 10 players to ever have over 19,000 points and 7,000 rebounds or something like that.
Like, should numbers be the reason you go to the Hall of Fame? Should it be
numbers? Should
numbers?
You said should numbers be the reason?
I need a little bit more. Like
what? What you need more?
No Western Conference Finals appearances.
That's a team accolade.
Okay, but great players are so transcendent.
No.
He made the Western Conference Finals.
Hey, did Dominique Wilkins ever go to the Eastern Conference Finals?
No, maybe once, and he got their ass whooped. That's what I'm saying. No.
Maybe I'm thinking that the requirement should be stronger, more strenuous.
Why would rings and all that and appearances matter? Chris Paul doesn't have a finals appearance. Chris Paul doesn't have a conference finals appearance. Yes, He's a Hall of Famer. It's a no-brainer. What?
He does have a conference finals appearance. I just wanted to get you right.
No, he doesn't.
I thought the Hornets went. The Lakers.
We never went. I know we never went. And with the Rockets, they lost. That was not the finals.
That was the Western. Okay.
That was not the conference finals. That was the conference finals with Chris Paul?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, when he got hurt.
I feel like I thought that was the game before.
Wait.
They faced each other twice. One was a semifinals and one was in the conference finals.
I thought it was a semifinal. I didn't know about the conference finals. I forgot about it, but okay.
Yeah, that was the one. That's the one Chris Paul got hurt.
And LaMarcus Aldridge has the same accomplishment. Both been to one.
Are we comparing Chris Paul and LaMarcus Aldridge?
They both gonna be Hall of Famers, so yes.
John, what you think, man? Do you think LaMarcus Aldridge will be?
But you're trying to use conference finals as a what?
That's the only thing you don't have, the conference finals in the ring. Like, what else do you want from him?
I mean, how else am I supposed to consider his career?
He's been all NBA before.
All NBA 5 times.
So winning
doesn't. Some people make all NBA once.
Yeah,
5.
So winning doesn't matter.
No, not for that. It's a Hall of Fame for an individual person.
Gotcha.
John, what you think? Let John go.
People in the Hall of Fame that have literally gone because of their numbers individually.
Steve Nash.
Because of their team success.
2 MVPs.
Oh my God. That's an individual stat. You just said, doesn't it need to be more?
In LA. But
LA,
LA,
I go to the
and he got it over, and he got that one of those MVPs over Kobe when he shouldn't have. But I'm not gonna get into that. But
That's very true. That's a
John,
very valid point.
John, please, John. Floor is yours.
Nah, I mean, like I said, there are certain people in the NBA Hall of Fame, well, Naismith Hall of Fame that have gone statistically because of individually what have they done. But LA has some, worthy accomplishments that could be brought to conversation. Whether he goes sooner or later will be probably the more accurate conversation because, I think he spoke well enough because people who vote him in, these are people that are going to have these conversations and say, should he go? And I think they're going to have, some of the talking points that we brought up to use. And eventually they'll come to a decision. Like I said, it'll probably be more like later than sooner, but he is a Hall of Famer to me. And you can look at other people who have gone and say how they've gotten there similarly to what LA have done. So
LaMarcus Aldridge is a 7-time NBA All-Star, 2-time All-NBA second team, 3-time All-NBA third team. He was All-Rookie first team in 2007 in his NBA career. He was a McDonald's All-American coming out of high school, Big 12 All-Defensive Team, Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year, first team All-Big 12, and third team All-American while he was in college. Those are his notable career highlights and awards. I don't know, maybe just
we counting like college too.
That's what they do in the Basketball Hall of Fame. They count either collegiate stats. But my thing, I guess I thought like the rules of the Hall of Fame would just be more strict because a lot of players go crazy in college and they go crazy in the NBA and go crazy in high school. So I think, and I'm not familiar with the Basketball Hall of Fame, but I just thought it would be more stricter and be more limited than them allowing people to go in. It's like the NFL Pro Football Hall of Fame, how it's hard for you to get in there. We're gonna talk about that a little later, but I thought it would be more stricter of the rules.
I see what you're saying, because like if that's the case, I feel like if that's the case, then they'll probably put John Wall in the Hall of Fame right now. As of right now, like if we're going off college and high school, even though he didn't do that, like he's not living up to par like how he was in college and high school, but that's because of injuries. Like he was still going to Hall of Fame though because it's college, high school.
What you said there?
Huh?
His NBA numbers actually aren't that bad. They're like,
no, they're not that bad, but like, are we really going to put John Wall in the Hall of Fame though?
I think he'll be a Hall of Famer.
He would be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, like
you try to say Kyle Lowry is a Hall of Famer because he's the best Raptor ever. John Wall is the best Wizard ever. I feel like.
Kyle Lowry has.
Say Michael Jordan. I dare. Oh, my bad. I forgot about that. I dare somebody to say Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan? What you mean?
I said John Wall is the best Wizard ever, meaning and Bruiser said since Kyle Lowry is the best Raptor ever, that would qualify him as.
No, but Kyle Lowry has other accolades. He has multiple playoff appearances. He has a ring. Like he has like he has like, huh?
John Wall got everything he got except the championship.
John Wall never made a conference finals.
How many playoff appearances does he have?
He never made a conference. Wait. Nope.
No, he definitely has not.
Mm-hmm.
He has not.
No.
It might have been right before the semis. He was close.
No.
He was close.
No.
He was close.
They went to game 7. They went to game 7. I remember that. They went to game 7.
They did go to game 7. They lost to Boston.
Yeah.
What, first round?
Second round.
Who are some Wizards
he beat
players?
The Hawks in the first round for a long time. And in the second
you got Gilbert Arenas.
Not better.
Come on, Derek.
Bradley Beal's the only other option.
Gilbert better than Wall, Derek. Come on.
Don't disrespect Gilbert like
Agent Zero? Come on, man. He's better than Wall.
Gilbert Arenas better than John Wall.
That's a debate to be had.
He's a better Wizard than John Wall. That's what we're debating. He's a better Wizard.
I think John Wall leads him in assists and points.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
I don't know about
Based
Gilbert.
on that criteria, I guess he's a Hall of Famer, but
Gilbert would have been if he
I
didn't
don't
mess
know.
stuff up.
Wait, is Gilbert a Hall of Famer?
No, I'm more than positive he isn't.
let's look it up.
Okay. I doubt it. Highly doubt it.
If not, should he
Is Tracy a Hall of Famer?
T-Mac, yes.
He will be if he ain't, but I think he already in there.
No, Gilbert Arenas is not in there. And I think you said Tracy McGrady?
Tracy's in there, I think, already.
Yeah, he's in there. He was
You know,
inducted in 2018.
Yeah, you went in with KG, right?
I believe so, yes. No, he came in 2020 class. He was in the 2020 class.
Yeah, he just went in.
Yeah, he just went in. All right. Any more LaMarcus Aldridge Hall of Fame debates?
Wait,
Isn't Paul Pierce a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
I mean, he obviously had a championship, but I don't think his numbers.
If he's not now, then of course he will be.
he has like, I mean, him and LA numbers, like they're kind of like
Paul Pierce is going this year.
Nah, Paul Pierce.
21. Him and Chris Bosh and Kobe is in the class.
I would say Paul Pierce probably had more of an impact in LA for sure.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Tim
John was
Duncan,
kind of
Kevin
compared.
Garnett,
I'm not comparing their impact. I'm comparing.
yourself.
You got it, John.
I'm comparing efficiency. I think their efficiency was obviously Paul Pierce's usage rate. And there's so many stats that I could use, but his usage rate was higher, considering everybody else. Rondo usage rate was high too. But I think LA with Dame, like his efficiency was like pretty much the same as what Paul Pierce brought. But obviously Paul Pierce and his team coaching, they were able to get a championship.
So are you making the debate LaMarcus Aldridge is a better player than Paul Pierce?
Vlad Divac is in the NBA Hall of Fame.
Vlade Divac?
No, I don't think LA. I don't think it's a bad conversation to have. I think Paul Pierce is fine. Don't get me wrong, but LA also is like his efficiency was needed. He carried teams and he could score.
Paul Pierce was the
Grant Hill is in the Hall of Fame.
Carry teams to what?
Career
Is Chauncey Billups in the Hall of Fame?
Grant Hill's in the Hall of Fame. Career messed up by injuries.
I think Chauncey Billups is in the Hall of Fame.
Grant Hill's in there. Jason Kidd's in there. Vince, Maurice Cheeks is in there. Ray Allen is in there.
Chauncey Billups is not in the Hall of Fame.
Tracy McGrady, AI, Shaq.
That's ridiculous. I'm sorry.
Yao Ming.
That's
Yao
ridiculous.
Ming never won nothing.
Yeah,
He's as tall as
Mutombo in there. Spencer Haywood.
Yao Ming is the most famous of his culture. I think
And
that's
If Yao Ming makes it, LaMarcus Aldridge makes it.
But you gotta be taking into account everything in China. Yao Ming was
Like no, they got like when they list their accolades, they have for Yao they had 8-time NBA All-Star, 2-time All NBA second team, 3-time All NBA third team, All Rookie first team, CBA champion, CBA MVP, CBA Finals MVP.
China Basketball League.
y'all got more accomplishments than LaMarcus. So how?
You think of LaMarcus?
so that means
Chinese
Luka
Basketball
gonna go in the
Association
Hall of Fame like tomorrow.
I mean, I think more people know Yao Ming than LaMarcus. So
We know Luka going to the Hall of Fame. That's not
He
even
can go in right now.
He going.
why y'all want to make this about Luka? Like, I see.
We're not making it about Luka. I'm just saying though, he can go in the Hall of Fame right now. We're talking about accolades.
It's ridiculous.
talking about European players. Connection.
But when they include the information in here, they do include gold medals and stuff like that. So
Yeah, that can't matter. Team USA always wins, but making Team USA is an accomplishment, though. I will say that.
but I'm saying if you're gonna include, let me see, like 50 greatest players in NBA history, Dream Team member, NCAA men's basketball champion is on here for Patrick Ewing. So that's what I'm saying. It's your whole career from college on. I don't think high school matter. So, but they do mention McDonald All-American when they mention players, though. They do include that. So, I personally feel like career well done, LaMarcus Aldridge, and you should be in the Hall of Fame. Maybe not next year. I don't know how long it take anyway.
I mean, there's 3 guys a year, so he should be waiting for a minute, in my opinion.
Why making a face cut?
No, he won't. He won't be waiting.
Well, Vince Carter gonna be coming up, so
Vince Carter. It's based on a timeline from when you retired, though. So Kobe retired 5 years ago. He just got in, so it's gonna be 5 years from when they retired.
Okay, I'm just naming guys that I know that's getting in over him.
2026, LaMarcus Aldridge is gonna be in there.
Dwayne Wade.
That'll be a 2025 class because he retired 2 years ago, 2024. It'll be 2 years ago.
Are we done? That it?
Yes.
Cut.
LaMarcus
John?
Aldridge.
You good?
Point forward, LaMarcus Aldridge.
Hey,
I think that comes from an era where, that's not really existing anymore. And he's one of the greats from that era. And, you got to acknowledge that. So I think he'll go to the Hall of Fame.
All right.
D-Rose going to the Hall of Fame? John.
You said who?
D-Rose?
Yeah, D-Rose going, what up, man?
I think D-Rose can make the Hall of Fame.
I think
Yeah, he solidified it. You already know.
MVP, youngest MVP ever. He did good with Memphis. Took him to the Elite Eight. I think.
Re-energized the Bulls franchise.
Dude, Memphis Shit, we lost to Rio and Kansas.
Oh, he went to the championship and lost.
Yes, to
Oh,
Rio.
yeah, that's an accomplishment.
Overtime.
And then you put the MVP season and six man of the year. He didn't get the six man of the year, did he?
Nope.
So it's Lou Will as six man of the year
Hall of Fame.
based on career because what? Straight out of high school.
Manu gonna make
Championship South Gwinnett. Didn't even go to college. Had a solid NBA career. That's what I'm saying, bro. If Manu Ginobili is in the Hall of Fame, Lou's in the Hall of Fame.
Well, Manu deserves it over Lou.
Oh, here we go with the ring talk.
What?
I know you're gonna take it to the rings.
Does that not matter?
Manu is one of
Hey,
the.
bro, send it to me.
What am I about to say? Manu is one of the greatest international players ever, Derek.
Ever.
I agree.
Manu created a Euro.
I wouldn't say he created it.
He made
I would say D Wade made it far.
it far. No, Manu Ginobili.
No, I know people saw it and were like, "Oh, that's the Euro," but like D Wade made it far.
Jace is on one today. What's up? Well, you interject today, man.
He couldn't get these off on his own YouTube, Bruce. So he said he's gonna do it on your.
That's a low blow. Are you guys ready to move on? Finally.
I want to say,
Okay, last point.
they
They ain't lost the point.
dang, I hate when that happens. It just was there. I was like, Oh, the Euro step. In terms of that, I feel like James Harden made it what it is. That's all I want to say.
I feel like people didn't start like the whole league didn't start doing the Euro till Harden did it.
Facts, I agree.
In my
'Cause
opinion.
Like people, they used to do it, but they didn't do it like him. He made it be like that's a travel.
Yeah,
and everybody,
not
like, that's a Euro step, boy. There ain't no travel. Like he.
Well,
Like you got 4s and 5s doing Euros and Embiid and Giannis and like it's just not a guard thing anymore like it was back in the day. Like so many people saw Harden doing that. I think every possession where they're like, I'm gonna start throwing a Euro in my game.
Yeah, because it works. And on top of that, the that's why I say about the NBA. People always talk about back in the day. They get more athletic I feel like it gets more and more athletic every season. You see crazier stuff every season. You see 3-point line floaters. Like, come on, bro.
Luka.
That's not a regular thing.
No, but I feel like every season you see something crazy, bro.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to go. Each year, athletes supposed to get better. I refuse for somebody to say an athlete in the 80s is better than an athlete today. Like, what?
Not athletic wise.
Oh, run you off the court.
Averaging 40.
I hate when they say that. Man, he played today. He averaged 50 on these cats. No, he wouldn't.
Larry Bird averaging 35.
No, he not.
Very bad to see them boys jump so high. He'll want to lynch them.
But nah, people be thinking like I be watching old highlights. I be like,
Hold up. We need a Pack Life pod blooper reel, and that needs to go number one with Jason just said. Number one.